I'm here with Steve Nicholson, Chief Football Writer at the Derby Telegraph, after the Rams' 1-0 defeat to Middlesbrough. Steve, what did you make of that?
Well, I mean, it's disappointing, defeat. Big game, this one. Had the feel of a big game. The atmosphere was really good. 30,000+ again for the 9th time at the IPO this season. So there was always that feeling that this was an important night, and Derby came off second best on the night. I thought Middlesbrough deserved to win. Plenty of endeavour from Derby, couldn't question that. Players worked their socks off, but they had no real cutting edge. They were a bit short of ideas in the final third, didn't test the goalkeeper enough, and Middlesbrough, to be fair to them, went the closest. Lee Grant made a couple of saves first half, they hit the post first half, and then they scored a goal second half to win the game 1-0. It's a tough time for Derby. They're suffering at the moment. This was a very difficult week for them, starting at Norwich on Saturday, got a great point there tonight against Middlesbrough, and now they go to Wolves on Friday. Always going to be a tough week. The idea of this week is to stay in touch as much as they can, and they're suffering as well because they're missing key players. All teams have injuries, it's not an excuse, and no one at the club's using it as an excuse, but it's important to know, when we talk about injuries to key players, and when you're missing two strikers like Chris Martin and Darren Bent, and midfielders like George Thorne and John Eustace, that's a massive, massive blow for Derby. So the key is to get through this tough week, try and stay in touch as best they can, and get everyone fit, and then for the final 7 games, push on.
Perhaps inevitably it was Patrick Bamford who scored the winning goal. Quick word on him.
Yeah, well, listen, Patrick's a good player. He scores goals, we know that. Last season he scored some great goals for Derby and helped them finish 3rd and go so close to promotion. He's now on loan at Middlesbrough. In December he scored against Derby in a 2-0 win for Middlesbrough up on Teesside, and he could have had a hat-trick that day. Tonight he got the decisive goal, and it was a lovely finish, by the way. He looked very much second best when he was played in by Lee Tomlin, I think it was. He skipped round Grant, and the angle looked to be against him, and he somehow squeezed the ball in. Lovely finish, good footwork, good composure, good balance, and he's a big player for Middlesbrough. And as I say, I think on the night, although Derby gave their all, and it was a very, very close game of fine margins, as it was always going to be, I thought they deserved to win.
The result means that Derby now 5 points off the automatic promotion places, down in 5th place. There's still 8 games to go, though.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there's going to be lots and lots of twists and turns, and tonight is disappointing. 5 points between themselves and the top 2, and let's be honest, automatic promotion has to be the aim. So that 5-point gap looks significant at the moment, but things can easily change in this division all the time. I think Middlesbrough play Bournemouth, at the weekend, so that's an interesting game. Derby go to Wolves Friday night. It's all hotting up, as I say, and the key is just to stay in touch, to stay in there as the games tick off. Just keep in there, keep plugging away. Hopefully key players will come back. But it's so tight, they now actually, Derby just looking over their shoulder a little bit, because the team in 7th place, just outside the playoff places, Ipswich, are only 3 points behind. This is the lowest, 5th place, I think it's the lowest Derby have been since late September. So, I say, looking at the table, it isn't the best today at the moment, but in this division, lots can happen, lots will happen in the next 8 games, and Derby go to Wolves on Friday and have to look to try and get a win there, because they've not won now in 5 games, and that's a long time for the side.